Good morning, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Holly Houck.
And I'm Josh Hauser. Today is Friday, February 10th, and this is RT Today, brought to you by
the D. Buchanan Studio of Dance, Middletown's home for dancers.
Happy birthday today to Rayonna Kincaid, Bennett Lacey, Katie Stone, and Caleb Truex. And happy birthday on Sunday to Abraham Lincoln. The son of a Kentucky frontiersman, the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln had to struggle for a living and for learning. Lincoln made extraordinary efforts to attain knowledge while working on a farm, splitting rails for fences and keeping a store at New Salem, Illinois. He was a captain in the Black Hawk War, spent 8 years in the Illinois legislature, and rode the circuit of courts for many years. He married Mary Todd, and they had 4 boys, only one of whom lived to maturity. In 1858, Lincoln ran against Stephen A. Douglas for the U.S. Senate. He lost the election, but in debating with Douglas, he gained a national reputation that won him the Republican nomination for president in 1860. Shortly after his election, many southern states left the Union, prompting Lincoln to act to preserve the Union and marking the beginning of the Civil War. On January 1st, 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation that declared forever free those slaves within the Confederacy. Lincoln would never let people forget that the Civil War involved an even larger issue. This he stated most movingly in dedicating the military cemetery at Gettysburg. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Lincoln won re-election in 1864 as the Union prevailed, bringing this war to a close. In his planning for peace, the president was flexible and generous, encouraging Southerners to lay down their arms and join speedily in the reunion. The spirit that guided him was clearly that of his second inaugural address, now inscribed on the wall of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., reading, quote, "With malice towards none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds," unquote. On Good Friday, April 14, 1865, Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. by John Wilkes Booth. Today, we remember Lincoln and his presidency. Holly, what's happening in the headlines today?
Thanks for asking, Josh. In news, Turkey and Syria face the threat of a second disaster after the earthquakes. Even though there have been many moments of relief as people continue to be rescued, there are multiple people and families who are without living in homes in sub-zero temperatures, along with a small amount of food. The government is trying to help out people in need, but many people are worried that there isn't enough, and it will cause a second disaster in hunger and exposure. In entertainment, the game development house Valve announced a major update to their game, Team Fortress 2. Valve, which is notorious for not releasing major updates to their games, says that the update will be released by summer 2023. In sports, last night Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was announced to be the Most Valuable Player award winner for this NFL season. This is his second time winning the award. The Chiefs went 14-3 and will face off against the Eagles in the Super Bowls this Sunday. That's a wrap. Josh, what are our announcements looking like today?
Well, thank you for asking, Holly. The MHS Key Club is hosting a Sleep in Heavenly Peace twin bedding drive from Monday, February 13th to the 17th. Items needed are new twin sheet sets, twin comforters, blankets, throws, and new pillows. Items can be dropped off in the front vestibule area or the girls' home basketball game against Walkersville on Tuesday, February 14th. If you're taking a spring AP course, the deadline to register and pay for your AP exams is March 2nd. That is less than a month away. For directions on how to register and pay, see the post in Schoology or ask your AP teacher. The junior class will be holding a fundraiser at Chipotle on West Patrick Street on Wednesday, February 15th from 4 to 8 p.m. Take your Valentine out to dinner. Attention all spring athletes trying out for boys tennis. By the end of today, please contact Mr. Kim via Schoology or stop by room 216 to join the Schoology group to receive information on the upcoming season. In sports, last night, the wrestling team defeated Glen Elg 45-33 in the 2A regional finals. Charlotte Claney won the Frederick County Girls Diving Championship. Tonight, the boys basketball teams play at home against Frederick. JV is at 5:30 and varsity is at 7. The girls basketball teams play at Frederick, JV at 5:30, varsity at 7. Over the weekend, the track and field teams will compete in regionals tomorrow at HCC at 3:30. And the girls and boys varsity swimming and diving team will be competing in county championships on Saturday. Go Knights! That's all the announcements for today. Josh, how's the weather looking?
Thanks, Josh.
Similar temps as yesterday, with highs in the low 60s. The wind is even stronger today than yesterday, so don't be fooled by the warm temperatures when going outside. That's all for weather. I'm Josh Hauser. Back to you in the studio.
How'd you get back in here so fast? Thanks for watching. You can find more content on mhsroundtable.com, or you can download our app, Student News Source for access to our articles, videos, and podcasts. Make sure to stay tuned after the show for RT Magazine. I'm Holly Howard.
I'm Yadira Castro, and here's who's on the spotlight for Black History Month. George Washington Carver developed the process of crop cycling, as well as inventing many products using peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans, such as soaps, cooking oils, salad oil, paper, cosmetic, and wood stains.